So when I was 20, I discovered the law of attraction, the practice of positive focus. I watched The Secret. I read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. I was associating with people who also believed in the law of attraction. I learned to basically isolate myself in what Teal Swan likes to call a narcissistic bubble. I would think positive thoughts, lists of things I wanted to manifest in my life, gratitude journals, did a lot of positive visualization focus. All of that was very good. The dangerous part of this practice that really hurt me was that I also negated, diminished, dismissed other people's negative experiences. When other people told me, I don't feel comfortable with doing that because I might get a ticket for parking there. I might fall if I get close to that cliff edge. I feel like I just had a really shitty day. Somebody would say something like that to me, and I would try to dismiss it, change the subject, not acknowledge it, or I would just say, oh, that sucks. Well, I had a really good day, and I would just go on talking about my really great day. Sometimes I would tell people they needed to get a more positive attitude, or I would try to encourage them. I'd say, you create your own reality, anything's possible, like maybe you need to get a new perspective on this, or I would shame people. I would say, if you would stop being so paranoid, then things like that wouldn't happen in your reality. And in a way, I was right. In a way, what I was saying was true, but the fact that we live in a social species, the fact that we're all very interdependent, the fact that our life is made up of human relationships with other people means that this practice of dismissing other people is really unhealthy and ultimately damaging to myself as well as to other people. While I did actually yield a lot of positive results when I was practicing that overall lifestyle, I also was hurting other people, and most of all I was actually hurting myself. And I discovered this when I was 25, so 5 years after practicing the law of attraction a lot, I started learning shadow work. And as I learned to go down deep into myself and enter altered states of reality where I perceived things differently, I felt things differently, I thought about things differently, I embraced more of my own hidden and repressed perspectives as I uncovered hidden and repressed memories and brought them into my conscious self. I realized that I had been repressing a lot. I repressed huge amounts of resentment, and I blocked off my own heart chakra a lot. The day that I really had a great epiphany about that, what I saw was an iron kettle, put down over my heart. My heart was just completely blocked off, and when I asked, what's this iron kettle made out of, it was made out of resentment. I had no awareness that I had any resentment because my positive focus practice said that I only ever experienced positive things. Obviously that wasn't true. I was experiencing a lot of negative things subconsciously, and I was repressing them. And I had a lot of nightmares. My whole life seemed so perfect on the outside. I was a dedicated raw vegan. I organized raw potlucks. I had beautiful artwork all over my walls. I made this commitment to only wearing organic cotton clothing. And all that stuff was really great, but I was denying that anything negative existed in my life or in my experience. If I felt bad, I would put on positive music. And I spent so much time just trying to raise my vibration all the time with positive influences that I often found other people's idea of what positive music was to be too low vibration. I was like, no, I don't want music about redemption and hope. I want music about everything's already really good and it's only going to get better, because that was a mindset I was trying to maintain. Finding music that really is of that really high vibration and doing visualization practices is super beneficial. Unfortunately, when I discovered how much I had been repressing, I actually basically shoved that entire positive focus practice out the window, and I went completely into a surrender practice. From 20 to 25, I was all positive focus practice to the exclusion of any awareness of negativity. And then from rough 25 to 29, I went into a pure surrender and shadow work practice. So all I was interested in doing was figuring out what is true in my subconscious reality. I started feeling more and more powerless to my subconscious. I started getting sick, and I would have the fevers that went on, and they would be affected by my thoughts, but it was my unconscious was driving the show, and I was just my conscious mind was just there as a passenger. And I learned so much from these experiences. I recorded myself talking because I couldn't type or sit up or do anything. And these recordings are really amazing. They're just filled with realizations. A lot of my perspective about the world shifted in a really positive way during these things that I called fever awakenings. But it didn't have to be that way. I had surrendered and I felt like I had no control. I have complete control of my reality. Oh, I have no control of my reality. I swung from one to the other. Positive things came out of both perspectives. Now I feel like I'm really working on integrating both perspectives in a really positive way. The integration is really simple, actually. You do shadow work, you do positive focus. They're both practices that you incorporate into your life. On the positive focus end, spend time visualizing and envisioning your dream body, your dream house, your dream life, your dream environment, the friends you want to have, the character you want to have, amazing projects you want to accomplish. Do you want to write a book? Do you want to build a house? Do you want to have an incredible garden? In my case, make lots of board game, coloring books, recipe books, and maybe you like to create incredible music, or maybe you're just really driven to climb the corporate ladder. Whatever it is, envision what you want to manifest. And that does actually help it come into being. Obviously, what you think about, you are going to bring about, because what you think about changes what you focus on, and what you focus on changes your behavior, and obviously your behavior definitely changes the results you get in your life. So positive focus is a really great thing, and making time for that. Have a visualization meditation. If you have trouble making images in your head, you could find images that are powerful to you, make a vision board. You can also put on music that helps uplift you or helps create your vision, or if you're a musician, you can write a song about what you want. If you're an artist, you can draw a picture about what you want. Those are really powerful practices. And if you're more of a tactile person, really use your sensory experience to ground yourself in what you want and make that a practice. But do not exclude negativity. So whatever you're repressing is also manifesting what's happening in your life. When you get triggered, do a process to go into that trigger and understand where it comes from. I also have my own process that I've created called Perspective Alchemy. I really like Teal Swan's The Completion Process. And there's a bazillion other ways to go into a trigger. Underlying everything is presence. So when you have a trigger, something happened in the past that's causing you to have a negative reaction now. And coming to understand what that negative trigger was, how that has affected your behavior throughout your life, and undoing the chains that are chaining you to a certain behavior gives you more adaptability, more flexibility, more ability to become what you really want to be and live the life you really want to lead. They both actually have positive outcomes. Going into the negative does not just manifest more negative, it actually sets you free. So shadow work's good, positive focus is good. And making them both part of your experience of life is something I highly endorse at this point. If you had talked to me 3 years ago, I would have been shying away from that whole positive focus bandwagon because I was really afraid of what I had attached to that. I had attached the exclusion of inner fragments of self that were hurting. Because I associated that with positive focus practice, I had stopped my positive focus practice, and that really caused a noticeable stagnation in my life, less interesting things that were really stimulating and positive coming into my life. I did release a lot of resistance to a lot of negative things, however, during the time that I was doing a lot of shadow work, and positive things were coming to me as a result of that. So both. Both is the answer. This is being known in some circles as and consciousness. You can have your positive focus and you can have your shadow work, and they can both be good. If you enjoyed this video, felt uplifted by it, excited by it, learned anything from it, any of that kind of good stuff, hit that like button. You might as well hit the subscribe button, and you might as well go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter and buy all my products ever, because you know you really want to. Hoping that this is going to be really convincing. Coloring book. It's awesome. Right now, this May 2020, I'm running a special offer where you can get up to 4 of my books personally signed by me and mailed directly to you from me. If you would like to get this offer, all you have to do is visit the link that's right below. That's patreon.com/Raederle, spelled R-A-E-D-E-R-L-E. And if you're watching this in the future and you just want to check out my books and board games and other cool things, just visit Raederle.com. You'll also find that link, and you'll find everything there.